Happy New Year. This is going to be a Life Path 7 New Year's reading. Alright, before we get started here, I want to give thanks, of course, to the Divine Mother, Father God, who helps me interpret all these messages in the way they're meant to be received. So if you are of negative orientation, you are not welcome over here. Thank you. If you don't know how to calculate your life path number, add the single digits of your birth year to the single or double digit of your birth month, and add it to the single digit of your birth day. Now, this is the method I use when I'm looking at your full numerology chart. If you want a more in-depth instruction on how to calculate your life path number, you could check out the numerology playlist with the how-to video, or the karmic number video, which I uploaded recently, which shows a full breakdown of how I get to your life path number. If you ever want a full reading from me or want to know more about my other services, such as tarot readings or coaching, all my information is in the description box below the video. Alright? Now, your life path is what you came here to learn. So if you are the life path of 7, you came in here to learn about the number 7. And 7 is the number of introspection. Okay, it's about reflection. It's about reflecting on all the cycles 1 through 6 and seeking that higher awareness. So 7s are often found in careers associated with research, psychology, philosophy. They are very spiritual by nature, and so they have a very mindful approach to things, as they are very deep thinkers and have strong analytical skills and intellectual abilities, as they're often reflecting and seeking the deeper meaning of life. And because of this natural inclination towards wisdom and knowledge, this can lead them to isolating themselves a little bit, okay? Being a little bit skeptical. That is a challenge with 7, being overly analytical. And they may face challenges with trusting others, as well as dealing with expressing themselves emotionally. So that is the life path of 7. So I'm ready here. Let's get set and let's go. All right. So for this new year, 7, we seem to be stepping onto the platform of 9 3/4. As this is a Harry Potter die. Specifically a Slytherin die, okay, Team Slytherin. But the number 9 could be significant, the age 9, the 9th month, the 9th day of any month, the life path 9. But as the platform of 9 3/4 represents getting ready to step into the unknown, right? The number 9 is about completing a cycle. Right, looking at all our past experiences and what we learned, what we gathered, and we're able to now share what we have learned with others and be that bridge between the physical and more emotional, spiritual planes of awareness. Now I'm going to get 9 cubes out of my Zodiac bag here to help give you confirmation for this reading. Always take what resonates for you, leave what does not. Don't make any situation fit. But if it does, we call that a synchronicity. Because God is quite great for your coincidences. Now, because this is a New Year's reading, all the energies here, they resonate now or in a future now or your present now. So, interesting, as there is no specific zodiac sign telling you out here, but we do have a date, some elements, and some symbolisms to interpret here. All right, 7. We have the times and space of September 23rd through October 22nd. So something specific could have occurred during that time. That could be the time space of your birthday or someone you're dealing with, or just a specific date to pay attention to. That specifically is Libra season. We also have the element of fire, air, and earth here. So the focus seems to be surrounding our stability, our passions, how we think, even how we communicate with that air energy, our partnerships, our relationships, what we desire when it comes to our foundation. We have the water bearer, the goat, the fishes, scorpion energy, and lion energy. So there have been some obstacles to overcome when it comes to some unhealthy habits or toxic environment, people, places, and things, where we're needing to tap into our emotions or our intuitive abilities. With the water bear and the fish energy, there could be a new start or a new beginning. When it comes to how we communicate or how we take charge of our authority with that lion energy. Right, the lion is very courageous or symbolizes courageous action. But that scorpion energy, it's a little bit toxic. So we could be addressing our own toxicity or the toxicity of others. The water bearer is someone who holds on to a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings, and need to express himself. But the goat energy, it's a lot of obstacles and challenges in order to obtain a higher sense of learning or awareness as well. Okay. Get in the bag. Get in there. Okay. So we're going to start off with a wisdom oracle card from the Wisdom of the Wild Things Oracle deck. Then we'll get into the tarot to see how your life path energy is going to influence this year, the main theme of your personal year, how that energy is going to interact with each other, what's blocking you, what will support you, and what to expect towards the end of the year after you go through all these lessons and experiences. Okay. So what is the message for my sevens for the new year of 2025? Remember the bones. Okay. That's what that looks like. We also have an 8 here. So the number 8 could be significant. The 8th month, 8th day, life path 8. 8 is the number of karma. Okay. It's also the number of power and strength and authority, right? Balancing your physical self with your spiritual self. Now, karma itself means energy, right? Which can be positive or negative depending on what you put into the situation. Let's go ahead and see what Remember the Bones message is for you sevens. Now is the time to go back to basics. When things aren't working out for you, they're still working out for you. The decay of a relationship, dream, or project is pointing you back to the bones. Bones contain DNA, memory. Bones are the basic structure of your body. Every idea you ever had is part of that skeleton. Revisit that structure now. See what went wrong. Perform a review and take accountability for what led to this moment of entropy. Gather the bones of what has decayed and sing to them. Chant or dance or howl the flesh into the bones of your dreams, onto the bones of your dreams. Don't waste a single moment on regret or shame. They'll only slow the regeneration down. Revise your vision, rebuild with confidence, because this time you're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience. Interesting energy. So overall, it seems right now the message here is to understand why certain things weren't working out for you, right? With 8 energy, like things don't work out because of the energy we put into a situation, right? If we approach something negatively, we can only expect the same in return. And so when we don't get a return on those investments, it's very important to, reflect on how we contributed to those circumstances that resulted in something negative. So don't waste time on regret, looking at what I should have, could have done, being shameful for not knowing what you know now, because now you know better and you're not starting from, nothing now, because you now have this understanding and wisdom learned from those experiences, from your losses, from your setbacks, that you can use to guide you to a better cycle for everyone involved. So remember the bones, remember the structure, is what I'm getting. Let's look at the tarot. So, how is your life path going to affect your new year, 7? We got a 6 of Wands. Okay. It's a highly favorable card. Okay, it speaks about victory. It speaks about rewards. It talks about public recognition. Okay, after having a long, hard battle with yourself and others, we are now on that victory lap. Okay. Now 6 speaks of balance. Wand energy is desires and passions, right, and fulfillment. So now we're balancing our fulfillment, our desires, our rewards, and we're now able to move forward successfully after we've gained some sort of recognition or accolades for putting the work in, is what I'm getting. Now, 7 is highly intellectual. So with that, analytical, introspective energy, I feel there's a push to recognize the knowledge that you have obtained. Now, how is this personal year energy going to go for sevens? What's the vibe of the year? Three of Swords, okay. Now, this talks about heartbreak, right, or heartache, okay. It's sorrow and grief, but it's temporary, right? It's not long-term hurt, okay? Something may have hurt us in the past. But with this falling in this position, this speaks about the lesson of this year being a need to address that pain, that heartache, that sorrow, those temporary setbacks that led to separation, that led to loss, that led to us feeling rejected from others. And so we could have achieved some level of success, but at the cost of, perhaps being too analytical, right? Too overanalyzing, too much into our ego and pride, right? With this, with fame and recognition, there's a level of responsibility that comes with that. Because when other people are looking at you, when people are seeing you as your leader, okay, you also have to not only account for your actions and your words, but how those words and actions affect other people. Now, how are these two energies playing off each other? Okay. Eight of Swords. Yeah, that overanalyzing, that overthinking, that doubt, those things that keep us trapped and caught up in our heads, with us feeling confined and constricted and not wanting to make a move because we're keeping ourselves bound by our thoughts, our fears, our limitations. When there is a path forward, we simply have to release and let go of these feelings of self-doubt or not wanting to address our emotions, our actual feelings, okay, what we know to be true. And so because of this separation or heartbreak, we could be seeking outside or external validation. And then this Eight of Swords, with this bouncing off, that's a lot of Swords energy. And Sword energy is spending a lot of time in your head, okay, a lot of air energy, a lot of overthinking, a lot of clouded judgment. Okay, so let's see what is blocking you, what is hindering your alignment for the year. The Fool. More air energy. Okay, the Fool's air energy. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But the Fool has the ability to just release and let go and walk off. Right? All they need is that walking stick, their wallet, the knapsack, maybe, a faithful companion, and they're headed out the door. They have a very joyful, freedom-seeking energy because they have gone through all the cycles. They have gone through the lessons. They've had adventures. Okay, they know that the only thing they need is themselves and their faith in the divine. Right, they trust that everything is going to be provided for them because they know that everything is going to be provided for them. They have no expectations. They have a lot of possibilities. There's a lot of potential energy here, okay? They see the bigger picture and they have a broader insight, and they know they have the ability to manifest whatever it is that they desire. And so there's a need to just simply walk by faith and not by sight. You know, you may not be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel, but we need to tap into our intuition, into the wisdom gained from those experiences, right? The Fool is both 0 and 22 because they're at the beginning and the end of a cycle. All right, either you have, learned everything you need from all the other major arcana of the tarot, or you are just at the beginning of having a new cycle, new experiences, new lessons to learn, right? It's that in-between energy, and it's like we're in between or on the verge of something better and greater, but we're overthinking, how are we going to get there? How are we going to travel? How are we going to, come together with all these details? But you only need you to travel, okay? Your authentic self is all you need in order to bring those visions to life. And it just takes a simple step forward and trust that everything is going to be provided for you once you set on that path. Now, what is going to support 7 for the year? Where can they find guidance? Guidance will be found through reflection. Okay, the Hangman energy, that is water energy. Okay, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So we got air, water, more water, more emotions, more feelings. Okay, the Hangman also has this 4 in the energy. Okay, it also is the 12th arcana, so 12 and 3 energy. It's a bit of a procrastination energy. Right, we could be moving a little bit forward, but then if finding ourselves being so high up on a cloud, and then because we spend so much time high up here, the fall down feels so big. But it took a lot of work to get so high that we're not recognizing how far we've come to reach that high level. Right? The farther up we go, the farther down it seems. So it seems guidance or support is going to be found from getting grounded, right? Being more practical in our approach, looking at creating more tangible physical expectations and not spending so much time aloof. The Hangman energy is someone who purposely puts himself in time out because they recognize that their environment is not suited for the higher plane of awareness that they want to reach. And so other people see the Hangman as someone who is a fool, who's crazy. Why would you put yourself in that situation? It's like, well, I needed to put myself in this situation because being on the ground, being so grounded, I'm not able to see things clearly. So there's a need to change a perspective, change a viewpoint, change your ability to see things in the bigger picture. And then once you see the bigger picture, you can then release yourself into a more practical means or awareness or way of being. Now, after going through these cycles and changes, what can 7 expect towards the end of the year? Well, that's too much. The Hierophant reverse, that's Taurus energy. Now, the Hierophant reverse is a bit of a corrupt energy, but it's also a rebellious energy, right? This is rebelling against institution. This is rebelling against tradition. This is, going against the norm, right? Or what people see as normal. Because what's actually natural is not normal. And when you are being natural, okay, instead of normal, okay, people call you supernatural. So it seems there could be a need to withdraw from conformity, withdraw from, certain teachers or institutions that may say or speak that they have some sort of, clarity or answers, but they really don't with this Hierophant coming out reverse, right? This is a false prophet, even. Let's clarify with the Rebel deck. What messages do we have out here for these energies? 6 of Wands. Well, be effing grateful. That flip out reverse though, because ish could be so much worse. Falling reverse on this 6 of Wands. So again, it said it's like we're not recognizing the rewards or accolades or success that we have, and we're not staying in that present moment of gratitude. Because just as fast as something can be gained, it can also be lost. But those losses are not losses. Those losses are lessons, right? Anytime you fail, it's an opportunity to learn and succeed. The master themselves have failed more times than the beginner has ever started. So when you view things as failing, okay, that's not failing. Okay, when it comes to science, right? Things have to be tested out multiple times before we find the proper way to do something. And there's no right or wrong way to do something. It's all about what works for you. And if something isn't working for you, all those preconceived failures are opportunities for you to figure out what actually is going to work. Three of Swords. You look like it show. You're a hot mess. Fact, clean yourself up. It's flipping out reverse. So, I feel like we need to address, again, our own toxic behaviors, okay? When it comes to these setbacks and these losses and heartache and grief and sorrow and guilt and shame and regret on situations when we had the opportunity to choose differently, but we didn't. And it has everything to do with us being so much in our head and our ego and our pride, over analyzing, overthinking these losses and separations. Okay, there's a lot of red energy coming from this year, and red symbolizes our root chakra energy, right? Our security, our foundation, our ability to move forward. So the lesson this year is going to be looking at this picture or false sense of security that we painted for ourselves, is what I'm feeling. Eight of Swords. Yeah, loosen the F up. Control freaks don't get laid. You equals tight behind. And these energies, it's like we're trying to control one aspect because we don't have control over another. And so because we're not balanced this way, we're going to try and balance this way, and then we boost our skills up in one area, but then when it comes to something else, it's like, I have no idea. But then there's a what's it called? It's like we don't want to admit that we don't know, because we know a lot in something, but we don't know a lot in certain things, but we don't want to focus on those things that we don't know because we're being fueled by the recognition we're getting from the things that we are successful in. And instead of working on the things that we're not successful in, we just want the fast results in order to boost our ego, so we don't have to examine our fears, right? Our challenges, those moments where we doubt ourselves. And it becomes, us trying to control one thing, control another, and then people are put off by that, which leads to the separation, loss, and grief. Card for the challenges. Yeah. You are a grown arse adult. Okay, stop blaming others for your ish. It's not everyone else's fault. It's your own. Right? It's a need to accept that you are responsible for yourself and your actions, right? It's not about pointing the finger or pointing the blame. Other people may have contributed to that pain, but we also have to take accountability for our emotions and how we react to other people's actions. And the Fool is someone who just, doesn't care, who just walks off. They can be a bit foolish at times too, with this being in our challenge position. But it's important to know that we need to start from zero, is what I'm getting here. Right, we need to get back to solid ground. The Hangman. Shut your mouth and listen. Okay. Stop talking. That is the Hangman. Okay, suspend yourself. Put yourself in timeout. Okay, stop talking and truly listen. Listen to the wind. Meditate, reflect, get a proper understanding of the environment, okay? Is it really me or is it everyone else, okay? Am I crazy or is everybody else crazy? The only way you're going to figure that out is if you pause, suspend yourself, and get into that grounded stance and listen to your intuition. Okay, what is your soul telling you? What are your feelings telling you? Because that's how the soul is going to speak to you, through your feelings. And if you feel something isn't right, it's because your soul is trying to tell you something, that you are not at peace with yourself. We got time to let go, okay? Move the F on. Time to let go of the Hierophant in the reverse, okay? This corrupt belief system on hierarchy and traditional values or views and time to let it go. Okay, there could be some sort of connection. The Hierophant could also talk about commitments, right? Contracts. With it reversed, that's a break in a contract, break in an agreement, separation, divorce. It could be time to let go of how someone hurt us in the past, that we're still blaming the other person for, how things turned out. But a relationship is two people, not just one. So it's never just one person's fault. And if you're still holding tight to it and the person hurt you, they can be living their life perfectly fine, but we're still holding on to that pain. So the overall message I'm getting here is to release our fears, okay? Release this ignorance that we have when it comes to perhaps our emotions and our relationships that we don't know much about, because we are more focused on the intellectual side of things, okay? And to reflect on our communication as well. In order to have a more balanced state of being. Let's get one I Am card out here. am still more 12 energy. See, that's what this is. Okay, the number 12 could be significant. The 12th month, 12th day of any month. The number 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, the third month, the third day of any month. Okay, life path 3. Okay. I am still. I understand that there are times to move and there are times to be still. In my stillness, I seek greater understanding. I take time to rest and contemplate. I strive for unconditional happiness. Here in the present, I am still. So there's a call here to take a more observative position. Right, that 12 energy, it's about relationships and partnerships, but then that 1 energy is independence, with the underlying 3 that speaks about our expression, our self-expression, how we communicate when it comes to others. Twelve energy is also that transition before we're able to transform into something better for us. As 13 is transformation and 11 is illumination. So we have some sort of illumination or influence when it comes to others. But we're still needing to transform our beliefs in order to be more independent and free of others' expectations. In this stillness, you will seek a greater understanding. So take the time to rest and contemplate and reflect, but don't spend so much time withdrawn to the point where you are emotionally, separated from the world. Okay? That's the message I got for the new year for you, sevens. If any of that resonated with you, great. If it did not, I am sorry. But thank you for joining me, and I love you.